Hello, and welcome to the fourth update video for Trials of Avorkarth, the game I've been creating in my spare time. As to why the code is viewable on screen, I suppose it's because, compared to the previous videos, there's finally color to the game, instead of the blocks of white and nothing else that had been used as temporary placeholders. That is not to say that these aren't placeholders, as they very much are. This is not the final look of the game, but the update of this month consists mainly of fixing many bugs that I've found in my combat system, as those who follow noted in my previous video, which ended with my AI failing to function. But I've also been looking at how to properly create and use the materials shaders as well as the cascade particle system in Unreal Engine, which, holy moly, there's a lot there that can be done, but it is quite complicated thanks to that. Anyhow, to jump into it, when I press the play button, once again, not at all even close to finished, but I had gotten it ready to be packaged, and I got a friend to test it out for me. And the first thing they noticed was, what the hell do I do? Which is only fair considering how it doesn't look that good yet. So I was looking at just creating a little tutorial at the first, and also placeholder, temporary. That's going to be appearing a lot as a theme, I suppose. Nonetheless. So that's there now for those who need it and aren't sure as to what the game is, and it will be improved upon in the future, but it is not my priority, simply for those who wish to test it down the line. And level select didn't change much. There's a resource count now and a name to where the player is on their map, but that's, say the word, temporary. So with that, I suppose we can click on one of the active levels and it goes to the main battlefield, which has been fixed and also added to quite a bit. It doesn't look like much has changed, but get from there. Put on the units onto the battlefield. That's interesting. When I clicked on there, more bug fixes down the line. Another complaint I got was that the UI was a bit in the way. So I made it so that the UI can be hidden at any point, and the game can just be played with the tokens, and when the player wishes to know more about what they're facing, they can kind of activate the UI as needed. Starting the battle, it goes into combat phase as it did before. The AI has been fixed, as I said. They now actually act properly compared to previous time, which they semi-did, but this is much better. And I've also now included most of the stats. The only ones that are still missing is the presence and willpower stats, because I'm thinking on how to change that. But everything else has been implemented in the combat system instead of simply being... let me move him down there, actually. Let's get a defend. My wonderful particle system's at work. Not that impressive just yet. The AI didn't move either. They decided to defend. Fair enough. Cautious. I'm going to try to trap them in here. Anyways, all that to say that the combat has been changed quite a bit to include everything. So previously all I had was an attack, try to hit, and if it hit, it did 1 damage out of X health. But you'll notice that the units have a lot more health all of a sudden. These guys have 24. The knight only has 16, but that's because it's the number of units. So the knight, I have 2 knights in this, so to say, squad. So squad size, as you notice on the left. These here, I have 4 soldiers. So every time a unit were to attack, every single unit in the squad will try to hit the other one. If their hit is successful, they'll try to break through their armor with the might. So melee accuracy against dodge, might against armor, and then the damage goes through per unit. So the knight, for example, he'll do 5 damage every time the accuracy hits, as well as the might goes through the armor. Now, kobolds, they have a bit of a dodge, but their armor is terrible. So as long as I hit, I should be able to do some damage. There we go. That was 2 hits in a row. Very nice. And their squad actually went down by quite a bit. Kobolds only have 4 hit points. Balance may change down the line. Temporary. But So you'll notice it went down from 24 to 14, right? 10 damage, 2 hits with 5 damage each. However, you'll also notice that the max hit points of the squad went down from 24 to 16, and that's because 4 times 4 is 16, so the highest health pool that they can be healed to is back up only to their current squad number, not back to the full. Those two are unfortunately perished trying to invade the human kingdoms. So the soldier's turn is next. Now there's 4 of them, so I have a high chance of actually just wiping out this unit. There we go. Most of them hit. You'll notice there was a miss there. That's because the kobold hit once out of the 6 units. 5 missed and 1 hit. So it went down 3 damage, and I still have 2 of my knights since they have 8 hit points each. So I don't want to move here and block, but I can go around. Ooh, 1 miss and 1 hit. That's fair. Went down to 5. With that, okay, the kobolds were defeated. The map moves to the next area, and a booster pack phase is enabled where I can pick. So I can gain 12 more soldiers, 11 more soldiers, or 12 more soldiers. There are technically 3 spots. The roll is first based on rarity of the card, so the soldiers are more common than the knights, and then it'll roll how many units I can pick. So I got very lucky. These are all 3 very high unit counts. This is where the resource count would come in once I implement it. So your resource count would limit what you could purchase, and then you could either save up a lot and down the line purchase a high number of units by a lucky roll, like this would be, or you could spend it right away if your forces are running low before you make it to the end of the map. Anyhow, so now I can pick it. That would allow me to go to the next map, which for now there's only 1 variety. I haven't yet created more, so it just respawns the level 1/1, and the kobolds are spawned again. But you may notice that I now have 3 cards. The 11 soldiers are not actually jumped over to a separate squad. What it will do is it'll fill out the main one first. So if I spawn the soldiers, you'll notice there are 15 of them, and that's because of the 11 that were picked in the booster pack. As many as they could were filled into the squad of the soldier to a max of 15 per se for now. So there's 15 units here, and the remainder is created as a new unit. In this case, only 1 of them, and it's based on the amount of wounds that the thing had, not necessarily the amount of squads that number of units in the squad that were created. Anyhow, all that to say, that is the update for this month, and see where it goes from here. The most probable course of action upcoming is I'll start making things look prettier, and to test out my limits in that regard. Either that, or I fully implement more of the rules, because there are still a lot to go that I want to do, including commander units, more unit types. I was thinking, more levels, that kind of things, and range attacks, magic. Yeah, there's a bunch still to do. As I said, the presence and willpower still needs to be done. But overall, it's getting there. And as ever, more of the artwork is being created by myself. Every Wednesday, I put out a new artwork video of a creature, or probably down the line, event or map, or whatever comes to my fancy. And yeah, thanks as always for watching. We'll see where this goes. Cheers.